You never forget your first Persona game, just like you never forget a delicious, tasty omelet. So that's why we're going to review Persona 4 Golden and hopefully make a golden, delicious omelet worthy of Nanako's cooking competition. Because this is a recipe and review, a series of videos where I pick a game and build a recipe off of it while also reviewing said game. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's start with our ingredients. We have 2 eggs. We have 1 tablespoon. We have 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. We have 1 tablespoon of rice vinegar. We have about a cup or so of mozzarella cheese, and that's up to your own discretion how much you want. We have 2 stalks of diced leek, or long onions as I like to call them. And then you have some sliced up mushrooms. It's pretty simple. Pretty simple indeed. While I crack these eggs, let's go ahead and talk about what Persona 4 Golden really is. This omelet is going to be a small meal with big flavor, a bit like the premise of Persona 4 that bases its premise in a small town with big secrets. Persona 4 Golden is a blend of JRPG combat, social sim, gameplay, and gripping supernatural murder mystery, all served over a perfectly balanced gameplay loop. But is it the perfect egg for our omelet? Let's find out while I review this game and show you how to make one. Inaba feels lived in, familiar, but that only makes its secrets more haunting. You're not just solving murders, you're uncovering the soul of the community. The supernatural elements work because they complement the mundane small town life in a way that makes every twist feel earned. You play a new student in a town who's staying with his uncle and younger cousin for the school year. Just before you arrive, however, a string of mysterious murders begin to unfold, and our protagonist is thrown right into the middle of it all. Just like how we're going to throw our eggs into the middle of this bowl and whisk them with a fork until they're a nice and consistent texture. Then we'll add our soy sauce and rice vinegar and stir. Just like our recipe, no story is completed without a few key ingredients, like in this case, characters. From our core crew to our mysterious detective prince, Persona 4's cast members are amongst its strongest ingredients. With a social link system, players are encouraged to explore and dive into each of the relationships with these characters. Few of these were a bit underseasoned and some of the side characters felt like an afterthought, but for the most part, the character arcs and emotional pulls made this dish very satisfying. Many of the character interactions, not just with the protagonist, but those with each other, brought a degree of life and flavor to this game that I just wasn't expecting. We're going to heat some butter in a pan, get it nice and melted to get the start of our omelet going. Now really the smart thing, just cut it. Hey, look at that. I set the burner to 3. That seems to be a nice medium heat for this to get started. What you are expecting is to need to heat up the pan. Heat the pan up evenly, add a thin layer of butter, and once ready, we'll add our egg. After about 30 seconds or so, we'll pull back the edges of the egg and tilt the pan so that the uncooked part of the egg comes into contact with the pan. We'll do this until all of the liquid egg is cooked. It takes a bit of practice, just like the fighting monsters in a dungeon. Persona 4 Golden features turn-based combat with dungeon crawling exploration that brings you back to the JRPGs of old, but with a modern twist. You'll do a fair bit of creature collecting and monster fusing to gain certain abilities, unlock story elements, and gain an edge in boss fights. Pair that with your everyday life activities like doing schoolwork, hanging out with your friends, participating in special events, or chilling and cooking, and Persona 4 gives you an enjoyable experience. Overall, I enjoyed these mechanics. The combat loop was challenging yet rewarding, and the free time events made you pick and choose on what you wanted to spend your time doing, which shaped and developed how the story played out, and even which ending you got. My only gripes with the Persona fusion methods could be a bit daunting at first, and some of the calendar days felt like you had too many choices or too few. Not here though, the innards of this omelet are nice and simple, just onion, mushrooms, and cheese. As that egg is finishing up, I'm going to cook the onions and mushrooms in a bit of soy sauce and get those nice and tender. So the egg is done, and now we're just gotta add some cheese to this side while the rest of our ingredients cook. And then we're going to fold it. Pacing is going quite nice with this one, just like in Persona 4. The trade between day-to-day events and dungeon crawling offers strong rhythm and solid story beats that I found myself enjoying. The plot twists were enjoyable, and the gradual unfolding of the larger mystery kept me interested the whole way through. All of this culminates into a climactic ending with a satisfying denouement to tie it all together. Just like how we're going to wrap up this omelet. Feels like about right, so we're going to go ahead and call that good. We'll go ahead and fold this bad boy over. And I'm going to top it off with the rest of the ingredients. Don't forget just a little bit more cheese. Cheese, yeah. It looks tasty. Smells great, so let's go ahead and taste it. It's giving some great sensory feedback, just like Persona 4 Gold. This game blends anime and pop art with heavy outlines and bold colors, matched with a catchy, if not a bit repetitive soundtrack, and you have something iconic. While not technically cutting edge, the bold visuals and iconic musical cues have more than make up for it. The art direction leans into its style, not away from its limitations, like choosing to use bold spices instead of fancy plating. It's a good omelet. Will it win at a close competition? Who knows, but it tastes delicious. As for the game, I want to give it a 10 out of 10, but you know, that's not exactly the greatest way to go about a review because there were some issues with it. So I'm going to give Persona 4 Golden a 9 out of 10.